Are you unable for our arbitrator to identify a single manager responsible before American workers, soldiers engaged in construction activities were on site who had personal responsibility for ensuring appropriate site analysis?
Are you asking him other than the U.S. military that he just testified to?
Can you name a human being anywhere?
Well, I think you're trying to point the finger at me is what you're doing. But yes, okay, if you want to say, was I responsible? Yes, and I followed through with that when I got there. I asked the questions about, had anybody looked at this site, and had it been given the go-ahead for us to do the work out there, and the answer was yes.
Now, you said you got Mr. Cater telling you somebody had been out there. Did you see any record of that site analysis?
No. Sorry, no.
You never saw the slightest record ever during your entire time working in Kuwait and Iraq of any human being doing a written site analysis?
All I had was verbal confirmation that by Mr. Cater, who was the superintendent out there at the site, that the environmental representatives had been there, had looked over the site, done an assessment, a visual assessment of the site, and had given a go-ahead to go ahead and do the work.
Did it concern you at all that there's standard protocols for doing a site analysis, soil samples, air sampling, a basic KBR checklist you've used around the world for years, and nobody could show you one for this site?
Sure, it concerned me, but based on the information I had been given, and you have to understand, again, I'm in charge, I'm trying to cover a whole country. And I'm having to get information from people that I put in the field that are supposed to be helping me out there, and other engineers that we have in the field that are supposed to be helping. And I'm basing my decisions on the best information that I get from them.
You clearly recognize sodium dichromate is a very hazardous chemical.
Under certain conditions it is, yes.
Well, when is it good for you?
Well, it's not good for anybody, okay? But as long as you're not, handling it, and as long as you're not doing anything to inhale, ingest, or absorb it, it's not going to be hazardous to you.
Did your company get paid for performing a site analysis providing safety for this site?
We got paid to do a job.
Did that include doing a proper site analysis, safety of the work site? Was that something you were getting paid by the U.S. government for?
Again, I was told that there had been a site assessment done of the site, and I based on what I had been told, given the scope of work that we had in the country, that at least someone of responsibility had been out there and taken a look at the site and gave approval to go ahead and start the work, including the military gave approval.
Can you at least admit that part of what you were getting paid U.S. taxpayer money for was to conduct a proper site analysis to protect the safety of any American on site before they started work?
I can admit that the site analysis that was performed probably was not, was not of the one I would have done had I been there before we had went on to the site.
But clearly, months passed from when you got warnings from Ed Black until you ordered job shutdown. True?
When we had the results, it indicated there was a problem. We ordered job shutdown, yes.